Hey everyone, Brian here from Vintage Classic Specialist. Happy, oh my God, guys, I don't even know what day it is. Thursday. Happy Thursday, everyone. So I am back for now, at least. Thank you guys very much for all the well wishes for my mom. So if you saw the episode on Monday, you know that my mom was in the hospital. She had some very severe, pretty much debilitating back pain and spent a few days in the hospital. She's in rehab right now, doing pretty well, and expecting her to probably just spend maybe a few days, probably a week at the very most there, and then go back to home. So she is 86 years old and still lives at home by herself independently. And so that's the goal, is to get her back to that state of being able to live independently back home. So I don't think it'll be too long. I think she lost a lot of strength kind of while she was in the hospital and stuff like that. And so, yeah, anyway, thank you guys again, everyone, for all the well wishes. I got a lot of messages on YouTube and text messages from some of you guys and stuff like that. So really appreciate it. But anyway, I'm back. I may have to bolt down there again for a few days sometime. But anyway, in the meantime, I'm back. And so today being Thursday, Rafa was out. However, he worked the rest of the day on Monday, and when I left partway through Monday, and then he worked, of course, full day yesterday and Tuesday as well. So let's see what Mr. Rafa did here and get a little bit caught up on that. So one of the things, which I think he did on Monday afternoon after I left, was he put this little beast back in the 54 barn door. So if you follow the channel, you know that I dynoed this thing over at Rafa Vintage. And this little thing, which, by the way, if you're new here, this is basically like a 1500 cc 36 horse motor. Got this very cool and fairly rare Monaro side draft carburetor system that uses SU carbs and counterweighted 74 millimeter crank and a mild cam and all kinds of goodies. Anyway, custom exhaust. We took a Arbath style exhaust and put a single outlet on it. Anyway, thing made 65 horsepower and 104 foot-pounds of torque. So it truly is a beast of a 36 horse based motor. Anyway, so yeah, we're pretty much happy with the motor to the point where it's going back in the car. I don't know how far Rafa made it with it. It doesn't look like he's got the fuel inlet plumbed quite yet. I see he's got the external cooler mounted back over there. So yeah, probably looks like he's, looks like he's got the motor wired in. So getting pretty close, actually. We do need to run a throttle cable and a choke cable and a few things like that. Of course, the fuel line from the gas tank, which is right there, into the fuel pump. And yeah, not much else. So I don't know, guys. We may be firing this thing up in the car, which of course it's run a lot. I mentioned we dynoed it earlier, and I ran it a bunch on the test stand and stuff like that. But anyway, we may be firing this thing up in the car maybe next week. So that's pretty exciting. And this thing may be going on its maiden voyage here pretty soon too. We'll, of course, take it on our little parking lot test run that we normally do. You know, it's maybe, it's like maybe an eighth of a mile or something like that. Do that little loop first and then bring it back here and inspect everything and, you know, listen for noises and all that stuff when we're taking her on that little safe route through our parking lot, through the adjacent parking lot and back. And then yeah, if that all goes well, then we start venturing out on the road a little further, you know, make any adjustments, take care of any little minor issues that pop up. But yeah, so I don't know, guys, stay tuned, and hopefully next week this pup will be maybe taking its first road test here, since we did all the things that we did on this bus, which are numerous. So yeah, Rafa put that in, I think, Monday after I left. And then I think he mostly then worked on, I haven't really caught up with him yet, so I'm just kind of inferring what he did by what I see's been done. There's probably more that I don't even know about. However, he, I guess, was in the mood to put motors in. So he also put the, let's see, we built this one. This is actually a 1776 cc. So we did punch out the displacement a little bit. We bumped the compression a little bit, gave it a mild cam. I don't remember, I think we dynoed this one and I don't remember what it made, but it was a decent amount more than like a stock 1600. So should be pretty peppy, much more so than stock, but still appears very stock, which is cool. It's a very pretty motor. Anyway, yeah, so this went in, obviously. Looks like the throttle cable is there, although not hooked up, and it looks like he's got it fairly wired in and stuff like that. So yeah, who knows, guys? This one may also be ready to start up in the not too distant future. I see he also went ahead and at least put the front wheels and tires on, so that's kind of cool. The front of the car is actually, I think it's on the ground. Are there jack stands under here anymore? No, the front is actually sitting on the ground, guys. So we do need to order, which Wolfsburg does make, the center caps, and then these actually had little plastic covers that went over the lug nuts. So kind of a cute little detail. And yeah, Wolfsburg West makes that stuff. They're making more and more stuff, I've kind of noticed, for the later model cars. This is 74 standard Beetle, so not a super, but yeah, Wolfsburg West is making more and more stuff. And it seems like more and more people are restoring these cars, which to me are pretty late. However, I have to keep in mind that this 74 Beetle is still in excess of 50 years old. So it's still a pretty old car. I think of it as like a late model Beetle, but it's still pretty damn old. So anyway, yeah, Wolfsburg West is doing a great job of stepping up and making stuff even for these kind of later cars, which are still old as dirt. Anyway, so yeah, those are on. I guess he'll probably wait to put the back wheels on and get it down on the ground, maybe until he hooks up. I don't know. I'm assuming maybe the fuel line's not hooked up underneath there, stuff like that. Easier to do with the car up in the air and wheels and tires out of the way, stuff like that. So yeah, this one will probably be sitting on all four of its feet maybe by next week. And yeah, we may start this one up too. I don't know, guys. Getting super close. I don't know that anything else per se happened on this one. I think that's mainly it. If when I catch up with Rafa on Monday, if I find out about anything else of note that he did during my absence, I will try and fill you guys in. But yeah, mainly motor went in, and front wheels and tires went on. So guys, for me, I worked today on more than half the day on this one, and I don't have any show and tell for it, because what I did was I went through all of the engine tin for this one's motor, which, by the way, this is the long block for this motor, and went through all the engine tin and did, a little body work on it as needed, straightened it out, and got it all ready. And then actually hauled the engine tin and the heater boxes and the fan, took those all to powder coating. So those, let's see, today's Thursday. So I'll probably get those back next week. And then I need to start restoring the other components like the carburetor. Need to check out the intake manifold for this one and see if it's unclogged. If not, we'll have to try and hunt one down and go ahead and order a muffler and stuff like that. So yeah, this motor should be going together over the next maybe a couple weeks or so. And again, this car originally would have come with a 1500 single port. I think at some point it got changed because I believe this was actually a 1600 single port. So it's still a 1600. I think we bumped the compression a little bit and put like maybe a very mild cam in it. So this is, again, what I've been kind of calling like a stock plus motor. Basically stock displacement, a little bit more compression ratio, a little bit more cam, And yeah, definitely enough to kind of feel the difference versus a stock motor as far as, you know, trying to merge onto the freeway or whatever. A little bit more oomph than stock. So yeah, anyway, the tin and stuff for this motor is all in the process of being powder coated now. So that was a decent part of the morning. Takes a long time. There's a lot of pieces going through all of them. And, you know, typically things are like bent a little and stuff like that. Make everything look great and then send it to powder coating instead of get a bunch of bent parts back from powder coating and then, you know, have to try and straighten them up and mess up the powder coating. So do all the body work on all that first, then send it to powder coating. Okay, so that was that. The other thing I did was for the orange Ghia, I picked up the front beam from sandblasting today and disassembled it the rest of the way. And then I spoke to a guy named Kyle Lapel, who is a fabricator, welder. He's going to make a custom beam for that car. I think I mentioned it before because we want to be able to go both up and down on the front suspension. Again, I'm talking about the orange 70 Ghia. So he's going to make a custom narrowed beam for that car that's going to give us a lot of flexibility as far as the ride height of the car. We did buy dropped spindle Willwood disc brakes for it, which lower it 2 inches, but the owner may not want it lowered quite 2 inches, maybe more like 2. So that's why we're having a custom beam built where the adjusters will be installed sort of in the, I guess what you call the middle position, where half of the adjustment will go up and the other half will go down. And that'll give us great flexibility as far as the ride height of the car on that orange 70 Ghia. So yeah, that beam is ready for Kyle. We'll see when he's able to pick it up. He doesn't live super close to here, so told him next time he's in the area, come by and grab it. So that was that. And then I did spend a little bit of time on this puppy, and this is, of course, the Mini Monster, basically 1700cc motor for this gorgeous blue one family 64 Beetle, sea blue, by the way. And so a couple little things. One is I did pick up the zinc plating today, and so went ahead and assembled this beautiful original fuel pump for it and got that all together. Unfortunately, I don't have the fuel pump little riser block that it sits on. The one on this motor was all busted, as they often are, and so when you take them out, they pretty much come out in pieces. So I'm gonna pick up a new one of those for it, and then this can actually go on tomorrow. It's just sitting here now, of course. And I did a little bit of research. I think I'm going to go with an 019 distributor, which should be, from what I've read, a good match to the Cadron carburetors. And what else? Went ahead and, again, the coil mount, got that back as well from zinc plating, mounted his very cool 6 volts Bosch blue coil on there, mounted that on the shroud. Likewise, the oil filler cap came out really nice from zinc plating, almost stuck in there for some reason. There we go. Almost looks chrome. Really good job. But a lot of that is due to us doing a lot of prep work before we send things to zinc plating, because we know what it takes to make a part look good from zinc plating. So effort goes into that, and then the parts come out good from zinc. So that is that. Got to get a gasket for it still, of course. So yeah, a few things on this one, trying to keep it going. I did talk to the company called the Caddy Shack today. That's where we're getting the old school looking air cleaners for this, and some very nice linkage. Those things are both being manufactured even as we speak. So hopefully we'll get the linkage and the air cleaners pretty soon. And then those are kind of the last major pieces of the puzzle for this motor. So this motor should be able to go together the rest of the way as soon as we get those pieces, and all the other major stuff's on. This exhaust is actually like fully bolted on. I do need to get a adapter for external oil filter, and what else? I need to get these tubes that CSP make that can be used with an aftermarket exhaust to connect the heaters to the fresh air outlets. So I need to get some of those from CSP. And other than that, yeah, this one's going to go together pretty quick here once those air cleaners and linkage come in. So keep your eyes out for that. And probably we'll go ahead and dyno this motor too over at Roth Vintage. So be kind of anxious to see what this 1700cc 40 horse makes versus the 1500cc 36 horse. I'm expecting this to make a decent amount more. It's a lot bigger, much bigger heads, etc. But it'll be fun to see. So who knows, maybe a couple weeks from now or so, if there's other parts come in, we'll strap this puppy on the dyno and see what it does. Body work is happening, of course, on the white 67 Beetle. The orange 70 Beetle is going to get its undercoating tomorrow. So then that car we can continue building. Santiago's working on the upholstery for the orange 70 Ghia. And pretty soon we'll probably have Raul start on the initial sanding and so on of the also orange 72 Ghia that I think I showed you guys the other day. It just came in recently. So guys, that is it for today. Thank you all for watching. And again, thank you guys very much for all the support and kind words and thoughts and prayers and all that good stuff for my mom. Again, she is doing much better. She's in rehab and hope she'll be home soon. So anyway, thank you guys again. It really means a lot to me. And we'll see you again tomorrow. Bye.